3 nights, 4 days, backpacking 40 plus miles here in Savage Gulf State Natural Area in the state of Tennessee. I cannot wait to take you guys along the adventure. We're gonna see a ton of waterfalls, a ton of creek crossings, and even a bunch of suspension bridges. Let's get to hiking, let's get to backpacking. Yeah, I was wrong in the intro. This is gonna be a 50-mile backpacking loop. I misjudged. Well, good morning and welcome back to the channel. If you are new here, my name is Jamie McCracken. I really appreciate you checking out the channel and this new video. Today I'm in Savage Gulf State Natural Area. It's one of my favorite places to adventure here in southern Middle Tennessee. I arrived late last night and hiked about a half-mile into the Stone Door campground, set up my tent in the dark, ate some food in the dark, and then rolled in my tent and called it a night. So we're here on day 2 of a 4-day adventure, and I'm doing a 41-mile extended loop. There's not a lot of beta or people who have done this loop. It's close to over 6,000 feet in elevation gain, but I'm super excited to be out here. There has been a boatload of rain dump here in Tennessee, so we are going to see all the creeks definitely flowing, as well as many waterfalls. Super excited. I hope you guys enjoy the adventure. Let's get to hiking. Let's get to backpacking. Down the Stone Door we go. Right after that beautiful overlook, 1 mile in, I am headed down the Stone Door. This is one of the more epic parts of Savage Gulf. We'll also come back up here a few days from now, so it's really neat. All right, made it down to the first trail junction. To my right is the Big Creek Golf Trail. We'll take that on the final day back to loop back around to Stone Door. We'll get to see Greeter Falls and Ranger Falls. I have a feeling the creek is probably too high to get over to Ranger, but we'll get to see Greeter Falls over there on the final day. As you can see, we've done 2 miles. It was pretty much all downhill from Stone Door. But instead of going right, of course, we're not going to go that way until the final day. We'll loop back around here. We're going to take the Connector Trail, turn left, and head out to Stagecoach Road. That is where I plan to stay tonight. Is my backcountry site is at Stagecoach. All right, let's keep on hiking. I have made it over to the first suspension bridge that goes across the Big Creek Golf. Absolutely stunning. After all the rainfall we've had, the Big Creek Golf is roaring. We've got waterfalls. Gorgeous. For the most part, this connector trail has been rolling. I would say mostly flat. We just have some ups and downs, maybe 25 to 50 feet, and then go back down. So I'm on a little down section right now. But it's been really cruisy so far. That steep climb down from Stone Door, I've done it a couple of times. It never gets any easier. You got to be really careful getting down to the Big Creek Golf with all the massive boulders and steep down climb, especially when you're carrying a 20 to 25 pound Z-Packs Arcall backpack. Making our way over on the connector trail, and we'll get over to Stagecoach Road and make our way up there later to camp. Here is a look at the digital map that I downloaded on All Trails. Just want to give you an idea. The green is everything we are going to do. The blue is what we have done. So last night, parked right over here, came over here to camp, made our way back down the Stone Door Trail. Right over here is the overlook where you see that black dot. Then we turn left at the trail junction, and we are on the connector trail making our way over this way. Now, of course, when we loop, we're going to go all the way down here today, loop back up. We'll camp up here at Stagecoach. Then tomorrow we'll go around this way, up over here. We'll come back around and camp at Sawmill, which is somewhere in this section. And then we will do this connector trail back. But then when we get back, we won't immediately turn towards Stone Door and go up that way. We will come around this way. I forget what the trail's called. Over here is Greeter Falls, and then we'll loop back around and finish off the trip. So that kind of gives you an idea of what we're doing. So we're actually going to see this connector trail again on the final day out here at Savage Golf. So let's continue hiking. I just want to give you an idea of kind of where we were at. Ran across Jay here and Matt, and they were able to fix my tripod. We basically just took a lot of duct tape and wrapped it around there, and that should work. So thank you guys so much. Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Thank you. All right, shortly after I get my tripod fixed, we've got a big old bridge right here to go across. Oh yeah. I cannot tell you how thankful I am for those two guys. I was so bummed. I mean, I came down from Stone Door. I was setting up a shot near a trail sign, and I heard my tripod fall behind me, and that happens all the time. But this time, I saw it was in two pieces, and I thought it just kind of unscrewed off. I'd never seen that piece off before. Well, that's because that piece is not supposed to be off. So it really stinks. Reminded me that I should carry super glue with me. Super glue can do so many different things. It can, bind up a wound. It can repair gear. It's a multi-use thing. So before I get out to Utah next week, I am definitely going to add a little bottle of super glue to my kit. And I'm also hopefully going to have to expedite a new tripod because I don't want to risk getting out to Utah for 10 days and not having a sturdy piece of equipment to work with. But for now, I am ecstatic because I thought I was going to have to just wing it the next 3 days after that thing broke. And now we got cool shots, and I can set up the tripod and walk away from it and make it look cool. Get some creative shots for you all. All right, I'll stop talking. Let's keep hiking. There's an amazing bridge back there. Those guys were actually camping at Sawmill tonight. I'm gonna be camping there tomorrow night. Tonight I'll be up at Stagecoach, so it's absolutely beautiful. Peak spring season here in Tennessee, and I am in a really good mood now. I don't know how well you can see it through the trees, but that is the Savage Homestead down there. I'm not sure the history of it or anything, but pretty wild to see like a little homestead out here like this. Pretty far in the backcountry, but it looks beautiful down there. We'll see a similar thing at Hobs cabin tomorrow. I just got to the trail junction where you can actually take a blue blaze and as a plane goes by, but take the blue blaze and go down there to the homestead. You cannot camp or have fires down there, but I'm going to continue on. This is a long journey, and we are going to come back this same way on the final day. So maybe if I have time, I'll go down there on the final day, but let's continue on the connector trail. We are almost over to where we'll hit another trail junction and turn right, I believe. After making it across the third suspension bridge of the day, I'm here at a trail junction. To the left, you can go up to Sawmill campground, but I'm headed right. That will take me all the way out, I believe, to the South Rim Trail. But we're gonna loop all the way back around tomorrow, and we'll camp at Sawmill, and then on the final day, we'll go across the bridge, hit the connector trail, and head back over to Stone Door before we hit New Trail to get out to Greeter Falls and elsewhere. So I turned right at the trail junction, and let's continue on this 41-mile Savage Golf extended loop. I am going to take my alpaca wool sweater off. I've got a merino wool, smart wool t-shirt underneath. This does keep you pretty cool, but it is a little warm out now. So put this away, get a drink, and get a little snack. Got some climbing to do soon. I brought my sack instead of the bear can for this trip. Not too worried about having a bear can out here. I've got a half of a Bobo's peanut butter chocolate chip bar. It sounds really good right now. After crossing that dry creek section back there, I'm about to head up on the Collins Golf Trail here. So the uphill climb is about to begin, and it's gonna get a little bit harder. I've had a somewhat easy day so far. About 7-8 miles in, something like that. We will see our first major waterfall here in the next couple of miles. It is called Horsepound Falls. Now, if you remember, if you're an avid watcher of the channel, I was out here just a couple weeks ago in March, and we got to see Sudter Falls and Horsepound Falls, but it was a pretty icy, dangerous mess, and there was not this much green. So it's pretty incredible what, I think that was like 3 weeks ago, just 3 weeks can do. Of weather can do just to nature. It's absolutely stunning. I cannot wait to see Horsepound Falls again and Sudter Falls. Hopefully it's not as dangerous as last time. I couldn't even get behind the waterfall because it was just straight ice. I'm talking 2 and 3 feet thick ice. So it's really cool, and I've really enjoyed this new section of trail that I've never been on, the connector trail and this part of the Collins River Trail. calling this Golf River Trail or whatever. So really neat, but let's head up to Horsepound Falls. It should be pretty electric. I'm not out to Horsepound Falls just yet, but this comes from Horsepound Falls, so I thought I would show you this beautiful water coming right out of the rock over there. You can see, I believe they may have rerouted the river at some point, because over there it's completely bone dry that we've been hiking around, but on this side, the right side, we've got heavy flow. Now I've got to get over here and cross this. Should be pretty easy. Doesn't look like the water's too high, but this is spectacular views. It's pretty incredible to see Horsepound Falls. Just a few weeks after I was here, there has been a boatload of rain, so this is actually a heavier flow than even 3 weeks ago. Pretty incredible, amazing. Stunning day, it's about 65 degrees, no humidity. Love it, Horsepound Falls. As I make my way up to Sudter Falls, it is amazing to me what 3 weeks of weather can do to the climate and the atmosphere. This place is like a jungle now. The wildflowers have been incredible. Purples and whites and yellows and all kinds of amazing wildflowers all around the trail. Everything is green, the birds are chirping. I'm about 1.5 miles away from Sudter Falls, where it was a frozen tundra just 3 or 4 weeks ago. And I'm excited to see our second major waterfall on this trip. I am so thankful for our trail maintenance. You could see they sawed off a big section here. I had to climb up and over this. I'll put that clip right here. But yeah, this was quite an obstacle. Nice to be able to just get right around it as we move forward up the trail. I stopped to take a break to filter some water out of my Sawyer squeeze. I filled this water up in my CNOC bag earlier this morning. There's a little spout at the Stone Door campground, but filtering just in case. It's flowing pretty nicely, so I don't think there is any debris in it. It's pretty clean water, but this will get 99.9% of that gunk out. All right, I just got done filtering water. Wanted to show you my setup in case you're new to my channel. I've got this 2-liter CNOC or Canuck Outdoors water bladder. It's very flimsy, nice little bag, BPA free, all that. Got the regular Sawyer squeeze, and I've had that for over a year now. It's worked perfectly great, and I just filter 2 liters of water. I've drank most of it, and then when we get up to Sudter Falls, I'll take out of the river or the creek or whatever it is, well, I guess it's the Collins Gulf. I'll scoop it up out of my Canuck bag, so this thing just comes undone, so I can scoop it right up. I don't have to worry about getting it through the little cap hole thing. And I will filter again, take a full bottle, and I will fill up the CNOC bag as well to haul to camp tonight, because I'm not sure what other water is along the trail. Also, let me mention this real quick. The Sawyer squeeze just screws right on top of the CNOC bag, so I usually will, flick the Sawyer squeeze out once I'm done, which I'm about to do. Roll it up in this bandana, and my water system just kind of is in that front part of the Z-Packs Arcol pack. So that's how I do my water. All right, I'm gonna get packed up again, hit the trail. And like I said, we got about a mile, I think, over to Sudter Falls. It's just a beautiful day though. 65 degrees, no humidity, all green. We got bees and butterflies flying everywhere. It is incredible to see Sudter Falls with no ice around. The last time I was here, it was so slick, I couldn't even get behind the waterfall. I could barely stand up here. There were icicles all around. I'll flash back to that clip right now. That was just 3 or 4 weeks ago in March. And now, it looks like this. And this. No icicles. Raging waterfall. Absolutely stunning Sudter Falls. Okay, I'm gonna do another cutaway shot because this was the crazy section around here when I came about 3 weeks ago. This was nothing but a block of ice, like a sheet of ice, like the Ice Age had returned. Massive icicles above, and I had to traverse across it to get over to Sudter Falls and continue down to Horse Pound and come back that day. Now it's all melted, it's just really wet, a little slick, but we'll get across it just fine. And I'm much, oh, that's cold water. I much prefer to do that than what I had to do a few weeks back, because that was a very scary section. Like literally I was like crawling. There's not a lot of space here. You could just drop right off, and that's about a 50-foot, 60-foot drop. But all the icicles have melted, and it's a lot easier to traverse over. All right, let's continue up. Made it up from Sudter Falls at a trail junction. To the right will take you to the parking lot. It is the west entrance of Savage Golf, but I'm going to turn left and continue on the Collins Golf Trail. Now that I'm going to be on this Collins Golf Rim Trail and at least 1,000 feet above the river, I filtered 2 liters of water basically, so I've got a full pack right now. I'm cameled up because I also refilled the Ceanoc bladder, so I've got 2 liters of that unfiltered water, and then I've got my entire Essentia bottle filled up as well. So we're cameled up. It should get me hopefully out to Stagecoach and through the night, because I'm not sure I will go back down to water level. From what I can tell on the map, I don't think I will. So we're gonna be spending a lot of time up on this rim. A lot of the elevation change is just gonna be rolling up and down, no steep climbs. And we'll get out to Stagecoach Road, where I have a backcountry site reserved. So I don't think I talk about this too often, but Tennessee State Parks do such a great job. You do have to reserve campsites when you wanna camp in any state park here. But I think it cost me $50, like $49 and some cents. I registered as a Tennessee resident, so I took like $1 off each campsite. So essentially it came out to like 15 bucks, you know, per campsite or something like that. That's on weekends. My Sunday campsite I think is a little bit cheaper. And I know on weekdays it's like another $1 off for that. So in case you're wondering, it'll cost you $10, $12, or $15 per night that you stay in a Tennessee state park. All right, I've talked enough. Let's get hiking for a while. Well, I had a fall and I got a little banged up on my pointer finger here, but everything else is good, thank goodness. I'm gonna get this cleaned up. I got one bandage left in my first aid kit because I tried to fix my tripod earlier, but I'll be okay. I gotta be careful in this section. I heard it's pretty rough and I can confirm. Well, I've dropped down enough as I've been coming upstream that we have another big suspension bridge crossing. I believe this is number 5 on the trek. Wow, gorgeous. This one may be my favorite. As somebody commented on my recent video here at Savage Golf, and they were like, I'd like to see you do Collins East. Well, you're getting your wish. This has been absolutely treacherous. Sometimes I can barely find the trail. I just went off trail for a second. I think we are good now. For now, at least, until another boulder field. But we are hiking right along the river right now. We're still at pretty high elevation. We didn't drop down that much. Oh, this is a nice sight though. A little bit of just rolling, easy ground to cover. Oh my goodness. All right, I've got the shot set. This is absolutely bonkers. Big rock wall comes clear up to my chest. I'm gonna take my pack off, throw it up, and get up there. First, get the trekking poles. All right. I mean, in case you want to see what I'm seeing too, I've got this rock thing right here. It's in my way, but try to get up here with the pack. I realize this is a bad idea with all this weight. So, all right, I'm gonna try to step up on this, bring my pack around, and it should be good. Let's go up here first. Oh boy. All right, I gotta move the camera. Oh. There we go. Oh, thank goodness. Oh, doggy. I mean, are you kidding me? Collins East is beating my butt. Oh. And of course, I decided to camel up with water back at Sudter Falls, so I've got like 4 extra pounds I didn't have earlier. Whew. All right, let's keep trekking. Wow, that like 2.5 miles kicked my butt. Whew. I'm glad that thing is over with. We just seems like we have made it up back onto the rim, kind of in the forest, and we just got some easy terrain. The South Cumberland region of Tennessee does not mess. The boulders are crazy, especially when you're carrying a pack like this. All right, I'm gonna catch my breath. We'll keep on trekking. It's like 3:30, a little after 3:30 I think, and I'm a little worried I may get to camp at dark tonight. I still got a good ways to go out to Stagecoach, but if it's like this, I think we'll be fine as long as it's cruisy. It's gonna rest the ankles. A lot of ankle twisters all day really, but that last 2.5 miles is brutal. So the further I have hiked, the more disappointed I am in myself for filtering water all the way back at Sudter Falls, because I've had now 2 really nice stream crossings that I could have easily filtered from. But that's okay. It's absolutely gorgeous, and I'll know for next time for sure. I gotta say, this is by far the most adventurous section that I have seen here at Savage Golf. And it's really beautiful here in peak spring with all the water flowing. I'm just hoping that I can get over to Stagecoach before dark. Woo. No better time to have a snack than by a creek. I got a little beef stick here. I need something salty, get some good water in me, and we'll keep on trekking. I came off trail a little bit to get a nice view of this overlook. Stunning. We were on that side over there today, so up down kind of in the bottom of the canyon, and now we're over here on the south rim. Gorgeous. All right, let's get back up on trail. I feel pretty good about making it to camp much before dark, so I'm actually gonna turn left here and take a Blue Blaze trail to Horsepound Falls Overlook, just because I'm curious if we can even see the waterfall. I'm assuming not, with so much of the trees now completely bloomed and green, but let's give it a look, and if nothing else, we'll have a nice, beautiful view. And I can definitely hear it down there, but I cannot see it, that's for sure. Big drop-offs here. Woo! Yeah, I can definitely hear it, but I cannot see it. All right, well, we had some beautiful views at least. I'll head back up. I think I've got like a couple of miles to get to Stagecoach Road and Stagecoach backcountry site for the night. So I feel really good. I think it's like 5 o'clock, so I've got a solid full daylight about for another hour and a half. So I feel really good about it. I was a little worried, but I think it's because those miles back at Collins East took forever. Basically, when I started my way, I guess around the Sudter Falls area, my goodness, that was crazy. And it put me, what I thought, pretty far behind. But then up here on the South Rim, it's been really cruisy, and it's helped me a lot make up some time. So definitely confident that we will make it back, or we will make it to the camp tonight. Definitely before that thing goes down. Probably well before, hopefully. I've ran into my first big blowdown, 17 miles in. I guess we will go around this way, through all the debris, pop back on trail over there. The amount of streams I've crossed. And I filtered like 6 or 8 miles back I did not need to do that. That's all right though. At least we know there's plenty of water. Well, I'm at the next trail junction. I came down off of this hill. I'm going to be turning right to continue on the South Rim Trail out to the Stagecoach Road campsite. It's about a mile away. If I were to turn left, by the way, and this is not in the plan to do, but this is about a 1.5 mile connector trail. And it takes you about 2 miles to get up to Sawmill campsite. So I could totally shortcut it tomorrow if I really wanted to. But my route is this way. I turn right and then I'm going way out in another big loop curve to get around to Sawmill campsite tomorrow. But this is a backup option that I have if I wanted to come back down, see the beautiful stream. All right, let's keep rocking and rolling. We got 0.9, so just a mile to go to get out to my backcountry site for the night. And I am ready to relax. Okay, it's campsite number 4. I'm way back here. All right, campsite 7, turning right off the trail. I'm way back here. It is good to be at camp. My shoulders are cooked. Well, the sun is going down and I've got camp all set up. I do not have the rain fly on just yet. I'm letting it air out and dry a little bit. Had a little bit of condensation as well as the bottom of my tent from this morning over at Stone Door, but got the Nemo Disco 30-degree down and my Nemo Philo pillow in there, as well as my sleeping pad. All right, it's time to cook some dinner. I am cooked. I want to go over the stats really quick or just show you what I did today as far as miles. So we started the day at around, I think it was about a mile I did yesterday to get in. So we did about 17.5 miles today. Pretty incredible stuff. We gained 2,500 feet of elevation. So that's half of the elevation of this entire trip. You see down here, we started at Stone Door. We came down, hit the connector trail, went over, saw Horse Pound and Sudter Falls, went up Collins East, crazy, and now we are here at Stagecoach Road Camp. Tomorrow we'll make our way over to Savage Gulf Falls, all the way over here, and then around, and I believe we are camping right there at Sawmill Campground. So another big day ahead, but that's what we did today. Tonight for dinner, I'm having Wild Zora herb roasted chicken. It's got carrots, spinach, and herbs in it. Also, don't forget the extra virgin olive oil pack. Right here. Cannot wait to eat this. I'm starving. I'm probably gonna have maybe 2 of these, at least another snack or something after this, because these things are only 390 calories. That's even with the organic extra virgin olive oil, but can't wait to try this. I love the Fiesta beef, so it's gonna be good. This is what it looks like inside. I forgot it has a bunch of quinoa in it as well, with the carrots and spinach and chicken. So good. Well, good morning. Day 3 out here in Savage Gulf doing the 41-mile extended loop. Last night I passed out after dinner. I was wrecked. This is a juggernaut of a trail to get up and out of Collins East. Good news is today's going to be a lot easier. We're going to be continuing our hike around the south rim all the way to Savage Falls, and then we will connect with the north rim to continue to loop back around, and then we'll hit the connector trail to go down to Sawmill campground. That's the plan for today. So it's another 15 or 16 mile day, I believe, but it should be a little bit easier, if not a lot easier. Yeah, I'm still pretty tired. Got a late start actually already. I mean, it's like, I think it's like 7:30 this morning. So usually I'm already packing up camp and I'm taking my time. Did get really good sleep though. Only woke up once to go to the bathroom around like 1:30 a.m., which stinks because you have to get out of your tent. It's kind of cold up here on the rim, but it's supposed to be a warm day, like 78 degrees, so there'll be some hot hiking. But yeah, good morning and welcome to day 3 out here in Savage Gulf. Figured I'd eat my last fresh banana on this trip. I started to get some good black spots, so I want to make sure it was still somewhat fresh. And I have that, of course, along with my homemade oat collagen roasted almond bag. Usually I have dried bananas in here from Trader Joe's, but I was not able to stop. I didn't have enough time, but had some fresh bananas and they stayed really well this trip, so I've had 3 of them. Well, an official good morning from trail. Hope you guys are enjoying the video so far. Good news, last night I was able to get service and Zelle my mom some money to order not only a new tripod, because this thing is just absolutely falling apart, but also the new DJI Osmo Action 5 camera. So a lot of you ask in the comments, like, what do you film with? How do you do all this? Well, the equipment I use is literally this Alonzi tripod and a DJI Osmo Action camera. Now I've got the Action 3, so I'm a couple of generations behind. Super excited to get the 5. It's the Adventure Pack, the Pro Combo Adventure Pack or something like that. Comes with 3 batteries. Apparently the batteries last even longer than the ones on the Action 3, which is incredible because these things last a while. But anyways, I'm hiking along the south rim right now. We'll connect with the north rim a little later today. It should be much easier hiking, just rolling ups and downs, no huge climbs. In fact, we'll have a big down climb to get down to Sawmill campground, where I've got backcountry site number 5 reserved. I'll probably be the only one out here, but I'm super excited to be back on trail this morning, and I hope you guys will continue to enjoy the adventure. Trail Junction. If I continue straight, that'll take me out to the Savage Falls campsite. We're not going out there. We're going this way, continuing on the South Rim Trail. You can probably hear Savage Falls. It's just 1/10 of a mile away. I hiked up from Savage Falls. Beautiful waterfall, by the way. Now I'm having my lunch. It is a Dozen Cousins Trini chickpeas curry. It's slow simmered with onion, garlic, and spices. Really good. You don't have to cook these. You can eat them cold. You can warm them up if you wanted to in your pot, but I just can eat them cold. It's a quick little lunch on the go. Trail junction, turning left here, about a mile away from hitting the North Rim Trail, and gonna leave the South Rim. Once again, a trail junction here. We got to the ranger station 2 miles away. We are turning left though and hitting the North Rim Trail. I'll get out to Hobs cabin a little later today, 6.3 miles from that. And then we will go down from there and hit the connector trail down to Sawmill for the night. 7th suspension bridge on this trek. Beautiful. I've been here before, so if you haven't seen my video out here, I have crossed this one before and it was bone dry. I think it was last fall. But wow, incredible. Nice and flowing here. Haha. All right, another trail junction here. You can continue up that way to continue on the North Plateau Trail, but I am headed on the North Rim Trail. Looks like we've got 5.9 miles. That came right after the suspension bridge. So 5.9 miles out to Hobs cabin. Should be fun. I have hiked 8 miles so far today, and up here on the North Rim, as expected, it is much more dry. So, and it's the hottest day yet. I think we're approaching 78 to 79 degrees, could even hit 80. So it's pretty hot up here, even at 2,000 feet in elevation, and not a lot of streams. So I'm glad I cameled up back at Savage Falls. I've got a 2-liter bladder filled up, that is unfiltered, of course, and then I've got my entire I think it's almost 2-liter bottle filtered, so I should be good. And you know, once we get down to Sawmill tonight, if I need to, I can take a half-mile spur trail up to, I think it's called, I forget the spring, what it's called, but there's a spring down there that I can hike back up in the cave and get some really cold water, so that'll be nice if needed. All right, let's continue on the North Rim Trail. I've not seen a single soul out here today. Trail junction, we're not going to be turning right. That'll take you to the ranger station about 4.5 miles. It also takes you up to the Dinky Line trail and the campsites up there, just a mile away. We're going to continue on the North Rim Trail. Looks like we've got 3.4 miles until Hobs cabin. Making some good timing today. Easy trekking out here up on the North Rim. Just a little hot, that's all. Well, I'm right on the edge here of the North Rim, and this is a tight squeeze. Flip the camera around here. This tree is like barely hanging on. Oh, ooh, look at that. That's crazy. Not much room, or you just go down. Woo! Alrighty. I've hiked about 12 miles today, and I am at the next trail junction, getting off the North Rim Trail for now to head right out to Hobs Cabin. When we come back though, we'll head over here and make a left. We are 3.5 miles away from Sawmill campsite, and it is going to be all steep downhill from there. So I've done, excuse my hat, I've been protecting myself from the sun today in my neck. But yeah, I'm gonna head right and head out to Hobs Cabin. We'll take a break there. I'm gonna get a little snack and a drink and check it out. I've never been out this way, so super excited. Cool. Let's check it out inside. Got bunks back in here. Ooh, it smells like campfire smoke, that's for sure. Really cool. So you can totally book this and stay out here. I think it's like 20 or 30 bucks actually, if you do want to stay in the Hobs cabin. The campsites are a normal like $8, $10, or $12 depending on what day you come out here, but really cool. All right, I'm gonna take a break, get some water, get a snack, and then we'll hike down to Sawmill campsite, just 3.5 miles away. So my food is dwindling. I've got one Muir Goo Squeeze left. That's the only one I brought actually on the trip. That Bobo's bar is just trash or whatever. I've got one bag of my oats collagen, dry roasted and sea salted almonds. And I've got a couple of backpacking meals left. I also have, I think, I have a beef jerky stick and an RX dark chocolate, whatever, sea salt bar. And then this one I have right now, I have a bag of pistachios and this layered fruit bar, which is a pineapple passion fruit. Here is what Hobs Cabin looks from the back. So this door is all bolted up, so you cannot get in that way. Got a little backyard. A spring is down there, so you can get some filter some water. And over here is where you would go if you had a backcountry site. So Hobs Cabin, pretty sweet. We'll have to stay up here one time. I've never been up here, and glad I could see this here at the Savage Golf. Back at the trail junction, we're gonna make a right here, and we have 3.5 miles down to Sawmill campsite. And I believe this is gonna be a pretty steep downhill. Well, I'm back to these big boulder fields. I just saw a baby copperhead, so I am on the lookout in this hot sun. They are sunbathing for sure. Whew. I knew this would probably be the hardest part. It is steep. Massive blowdown right here. I just had to jump up on that branch, get down right here, switch it off. Whew. All right, back on trail. Ah, goodness. I am just traversing along on these boulders. Tough going, that is for sure. At least it's not going up, but it's still, gotta watch every step and see if you can find the little white blazes as well. But I've got my offline map downloaded as well, so won't lose the trail, but you could. please make sure you have a downloaded map before you come out here, especially doing something like this. I just traversed over up here because I thought this was a big blowdown, and I kept walking all the way over there, but actually I couldn't find any white blazes when the trail goes down right here. So yeah, you just want to be careful when you come out in the backcountry. Good reminder. I think we may be done with the boulder section. Now it's just a really steep dirt path down to Sawmill. But that 1 to 1.5 mile stretch was brutal. Goodness. Steep, steep, steep. Hiking right along the Savage Creek now as I head down the Sawmill. Water. Still cruising right along here on the connector trail. I am almost at Sawmill Campground. It is about 5:00 p.m. so I'm getting there pretty early. I've debated whether I continue the connector trail all the way over to Stone Door and then kind of stealth camp slash, you know, take one of the campsites up there, because it's completely open, I believe, tonight. It's also down here at Sawmill. I think I'm going to be the only one too if I stay here. So I don't know. There's definitely enough daylight, I think, to do it. I'd definitely be pushing. I'd get into the camp at dark, but we'll see. I'm gonna see how I'm feeling, see what time I get down to Sawmill, and then we'll make a decision. Just popped out right here, and we're at our next trail junction. I'm gonna continue straight to get out to Sawmill campsite. Turning left would take you back up, let's see here, to the South Rim. Yeah, South Rim Trail, 2.6 miles to Stage Road campsite. So an 8.6 to the ranger station. Now over here, if I wanted to do Stone Door tonight, it'd take me another 4.5 miles from this spot. I could also get all the way to the ranger station, which is what I would need to do. So 5.5 miles. I need to do that to get the campsite out at Stone Door again. Not sure what I'm gonna do yet still. I'd be definitely cutting it close, and I'd probably be night hiking up Stone Door, but that could happen. And then of course that doesn't finish the trek. We're still gonna go down to Greeter Falls tomorrow, etc. So we got a good 7 or 8 miles around that area tomorrow to hit. But gonna continue to feel it out, and first we'll get down here to Sawmill. Dry creek bed down here at Sawmill. Looks like down here's a campsite. I'm gonna scout this thing out. I don't see any other signage. So I believe I'm backcountry site number 5. All right, here's number 2. Here's number 3 right off trail. I'm gonna hike up here and look at 4 and 5. I kind of have my choice if I wanted to. Nobody else has booked these tonight. Back there was the group that is behind the privy bathroom. So let's get up here and see what 4 and 5 look like. I went backwards. This is campsite number 1. So I kind of came off trail back in there and then looped down in here, because over this way, so you see the blue blazes on these trees, over there's a sign, and that is where it says Sawmill Campground. So if I would have continued my way up through there and came down, so got to work my way back. So I guess camp 5 is there across the bathroom. I'm gonna pick which one I want to stay at. Back in here is 4. Over here is 5. This is the one that I reserved tonight. It's nice. All right, and then we got 6 back here. I have dropped my pack at number 2. Oh, it's way back there. Okay. Yeah, I dropped my pack back at number 2. I really like that one. I think I'm going to stick with it. 5 doesn't look too bad at all, but this puts me a little closer to trail, I guess. Maybe a quarter of a mile for tomorrow morning, because we have, I think, about 13.5 miles to go. So we'll hike back on the connector trail, same trail we did yesterday on that part of connector trail. So I probably won't film it all in the morning until we get over to that trail junction when we came down from Stone Door. And instead of going up Stone Door, I'm going to be down by the creek or the river. I'm not sure which one that one is. I think it's the Gulf. And I'll hike along that and get out to Greeter Falls tomorrow morning, and then we'll be up back on the rim and go through on top of Stone Door to complete the 40+ mile trek. So let's get the camp set up and enjoy the evening. It is, let's see, what time is it? 5:32 p.m. So I have made the decision. I'm going to stay down here tonight. It's going to be really peaceful, hopefully. I don't see anybody else coming. I don't think anybody's reserved these spots. So we've got number 2. All right. Well, I have camp all set up. I'm up here at campsite number 3, warming up some water on my MSR Pocket Rocket 2 stove. Down there is camp. Tonight I'm having another Wild Zora meal. I'm gonna have the Greek garden lentil. I'm also gonna have this beef stick. May have dessert. I have a couple sweets left. I have a goo, and I have 2 goos because I have a honey stinger, but I'm not gonna eat that until the morning. Yeah, this is camp. Really beautiful. Thankful to be down here. Let me check real quick how many miles did we do. So I'm up to 34 miles. So we did 16 and a half miles today, meaning that we have about 13 or 13 and a half to finish up this beautiful extended loop here in Savage Gulf. Up and out of camp at 7:30 a.m. for our final day, the final leg of this 40+ mile backpacking trip here in Savage Gulf. I'm here at the suspension bridge on the connector trail. Of course, just a couple of days ago we turned right and went back in there, and we have looped all the way back around, 30+ miles already in the books, and we camped down there for our final camp at Sawmill. And now we're gonna head back on the connector trail. I do not plan to film any of this because you have seen this 3 or 4 mile stretch that we're about to do, but I will catch up with you where we connected with the Stone Door Trail. So I'll connect with you at the bottom of that, and it'll be all new trail from there. We'll go see Greeter Falls, maybe we'll see Ranger Falls, and then we'll have a rim trail to get back over to Stone Door. So it should be a lot of fun. I'm gonna put the camera down for a little bit, get it across the suspension bridge and across the connector that will get us over to Stone Door. Whew, I have made it over to the Stone Door Trail Junction. I'm gonna take a load off, get a nice drink of water. This is where we came from, back in there. I could shortcut it, go up the Big Creek Golf Trail here up to Stone Door like we came down on day number 2, but I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna go here, just continue straight from where I came and get on the Big Creek Golf Trail out to Greeter Falls, the Alum Gap campsite, hopefully Ranger Falls as well. Sometimes the water is not passable. It could be 3 or 4 feet deep. But, whew, man, made good time there. But it did, I think it's like 3.5 miles down, 4 miles down, something like that. And so I'm gonna get something to eat, hydrate, and we'll continue on out on the Big Creek Golf Trail. My final bag of oats, collagen, and organic dry roasted sea salt almonds. Usually had dried bananas and mango, but I did not get those for this trip. And that leaves me with like, I think 2 goos, which I'm gonna eat one of the goos here and now, and 1 backpacking meal. So I timed it perfect, planned it perfect. Had to come off trail a little bit to get around this big blowdown. Whew. Oh. There we go. Oh. My goodness. Judging by the dry creek bed of the Big Creek Gulf, I'm wondering if we're going to be able to get out to Ranger Falls. Last time I was here, I did this in the winter. I think a couple of years ago I did this section, and the water was like 3 or 4 feet deep. I couldn't get out there, so I've never seen it so bone dry over on this side of the state natural area. Maybe it's because there's like a dam they release or something like that in the winter, where all that runoff comes from. I'm not sure. I'm uneducated about that, but never seen it dry like this. It was always raging the time I was here last. So continue on the trail though. We've got our last 8.5 miles, and this trek will be over with. All right, I'm at the trail junction of the Big Creek Golf Trail. Ranger Falls, Blue Blaze, turn left. Let's go out here and see if the falls are running. I'm not sure. By the way, if I'm short today and not showing you a ton of trail, it's because my memory card is almost full. I only have like 18 gigs or so left, so I'm trying to reserve because I know Greater Falls will be running. It'll just be interesting to see if Ranger is, because I'm looking at a pretty dried up creek right now. I've made it out to the creek crossing. I'm gonna flash back. I'm gonna show you, it was crazy deep. I mean, this was all underwater. I mean, we're talking 4 to 6, maybe even 8 to 10 feet deep. So we're able to walk across it. Let's get out to Ranger Falls, see if it's running. Well, I hear water running and I can see it from a distance. It's roaring. That is awesome. Woo! Ranger Falls, baby! My goodness, Ranger Falls, absolutely spectacular. Amazing waterfall. I had a great time there. Spent a good half hour over there just enjoying the waterfall, getting some cool shots for the video, of course. And now I'm on my way back. I have to reserve some memory on this card because I only have just a little bit left to get through the rest of this adventure. But that was awesome, and I'm so glad that these creek crossings were not way up so that we could get out here for this. That's like 3 years in the making for me. I've been wanting to see this thing in person. All right, let's get back over to the trail junction and head up Big Creek Golf Trail once more. Back at the trail junction and headed up. We have a big climb ahead to get up to Greater Falls here in a little bit. Before I continue, another big climb up after a big climb and boulder scramble. I was wondering if this side chute waterfall would be running, and it is. This is one of my favorite waterfalls here at Savage Golf because really it just runs right into the Big Creek Gulf. I've been here before, absolutely stunning. I've never been able to walk across on this side, so I might as well check it out a little bit closer. This is awesome. Wow. I just saw my third snake of the trip. It was a black with yellow stripes. I think it's a racer. So I've seen a racer, a water moccasin. I don't know if I even talked about that in the video yesterday. That was actually in the water. And then, of course, yesterday as well, I saw a very small baby copperhead. So snakes are definitely out here in mid-April getting that sunshine in Tennessee. Oh my goodness, what a climb. I've made it to the trail junction though. Let me show you. So I came up from up there on the Big Creek Golf Trail. Later we're gonna continue on the Big Creek Rim Trail, but first we're gonna turn left here and do the spur trail out to Greeter Falls. You see it's gonna take us about a 1.5 mile trek to get out to Greeter Falls. Then we'll have to come back, so that's 3 miles in and of itself. And then we'll hit the Big Creek, the Big Creek Rim Trail and finish off the trek over by Stone Door. So I have very little memory left, so I'm probably just gonna make it out to Greeter Falls, show you the waterfall, and that's about it until we get back to the junction, show you a little bit of the rim trail, and then enough for the outro. That's really all I have left on the card. So, all right, take a break. I'll see you at Greeter Falls. I've made it over to the infamous winding stairs down to Greeter Falls. Woo! If you're afraid of heights, this could be a little sketch. About 100 feet down. You can see Greeter Falls poking out. We're almost there. It's been a few years since I've been to Greeter Falls. I forgot how spectacular this one is. Really nice. Also, I'm about to have my last snack. Muir Energy. This is coconut palm nectar, blueberry, blackstrap molasses, bergamot essential oil, and pink Himalayan salt. All organic. These are really good if you can find them. Well, I've made it back to the trail junction, and I just realized we got 4.5 miles to go to finish this thing, and that means I lied in the intro. This is actually going to be a 50-mile backpacking trip. Woo-wee! So we have just over 4 miles to go to get back to Stone Door Trailhead and the ranger station where my car is parked. Last white blaze up here on the rim. I see the the second to last final destination up here. Let's go. Last trail junction. Back up here at Stone Door and the overlooks. I am not going to the overlooks. I am cooked. We have got 1 mile this way to the ranger station. Let's finish this thing off. Oh my goodness. My car is still here. Always a good sign in the overnight parking area. Oh, it is so good to be done. I had an absolute blast, but I have to say, I'm gonna put up the final stats here, by the way, while I'm talking. It looks like I did over 50 miles and over 6,000 feet of elevation gain in those 3 nights and 4 days I was out here in Savage Gulf. But as the stats run and the map shows, this was an advanced level backpacking trip. You know, even some of these trails as day hikes are pretty difficult with the boulders and the ankle twisters and the climbs. They're really tough. It's unforgiving in a lot of parts of this state natural area, but I'm so glad I completed this. I have now officially seen the entire Savage Gulf State Natural Area. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'm gonna take a couple of days to rest, ice myself, you know, decompress and get all that inflammation down because I'm hopping on a flight to Utah in 2 days. So, I'll see you guys in the next video. It'll be in Utah. See you then.